accommodations, like residential places for the citizens, for the poor people. People say communism is bad. It's not bad. You can tailor communism to fit whatever the people or your people need. It's not bad at all. Capitalism is crazy. Everybody has to have a straight, good mind for us for a capitalize or capitalism to work in a certain country, especially in America. America here we have a system of checks and balances. So you cannot mess up the economy. They will take you down. But in Africa we don't have that. So we're trying to portray America. Trying to use democracy. We don't go democratic, which I think is okay. But we don't know how to operate it. We really don't know how it works or how to make it work. So it's not working for us. Too many people are poor in Africa, and we have all the resources. Okay, Yahuda, enough said. So I believe Africa must solve our African problems. But first, you can go over what you would think about what you think is Africa's problem today. I think religion is one of that too. But I will leave that to you. And then welcome to Conscious Gang anyway.
Thank you. I think you just answered all the problem in one basket. All the problem today. I think we will talk about the solution more than the problem. We have been discussing the problem for many times, and let me say 50-60% of Africans now know the problem. But before I proceed, let me take this opportunity and say good evening and welcome to all Conscious Vibes viewers and listeners for joining us every Saturday. I welcome all of you. I appreciated all of you, those who are sharing the message, those who are typing, those who are commenting. We are here and we'll keep on being here. You said something when you are about to end your speech, your statement. You say Africa must solve Africans' problem. That is the best and the first solution. You see, we cannot talk about the solution of Africa without talking about the problem of Africa. We cannot talk about the problem of Africa without telling us how the problem came about and who even brought the problem. Yes, the problem of Africa can never be solved without telling people how colonizers took over Africa. And they are the people who planted something in our brain. So, see, if you're a human being, no matter who you are, if you lose your brain, you are automatically... Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Loud and clear. Okay. You're good.
If you lose your brain, automatically, you lose everything you have. So, African problem can be traced in 4 categories. Category number 1, religiously. Category number 2, politically. Category number 3, educationally. Category number 4, economically. That is where the problem is. So for we to solve the problem, we have to go by the religious, economically, politically, and educationally. How did all began?
So in other words, root cause. We have to find the root cause first. Okay, that's root cause.
Thank you.
Yeah, before we can fix it. Okay, got you.
Yeah. Before our colonizers brought religion, we were having our belief system, which I call it our spirituality, Black African spirituality, which is the modern science, and I'll keep repeating. It wasn't religion, but it is our spirituality because it came by knowledge. We knew. So we were having belief in the supreme being.
Yes.
But when the colonizers came, they have to change our spirituality to be religion. Our practicals to be theory, our education to be indoctrinated.
Wow,
that is what they did.
You made a very good point here. You said they changed our practicals to Man, that is powerful. Remember when I was in school, I did science. When I was in school, I did something called TD, technical drawing. Okay, we were drawing some.
I got everything here. Everything is on note.
You are right.
And we'll go.
Yes.
One by one.
What I'm saying is that when I was in high school, I went to Kumasi Academy in Kumasi, Ghana. Yeah, we had a very good technical, class there. We had a very good science class, science lab, very nice. And we were drawing some parts, like mechanical parts. They never took us to the mechanical shop to show us those parts. I didn't know what this guy would just bring a photo and say, or sketch something and say, draw this. And technical drawing is not just using your hands. You have to use tools, okay? But when I came to the United States, I used the same idea because I went through mechanical engineering, okay, mechanical design engineering, and that's what I do for a living, okay? But I use the same principle, okay? But here, the practical is like 80%. So you really, you can talk about it, and you can write about it because you've seen it, you felt it, and then you worked with it. Africa is zero. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in the first place, when they came to Africa, the best and the first and the only thing they have to do is to take away the power in us. Instead of us doing something innerly, they tell us we should do something outerly. Instead of inner, they say out.
Yep.
Instead of seeing the power in us innerly, they say the power is outside us. So we are now searching for power to do something for us. Instead of knowing ourselves, we have the power to do everything we can do. Because our forefathers were believing spiritually that we have the power. We are spiritual. We are spiritual beings. Yes. We can do everything. Yes. But when religion comes, they have to push that thing away. So now it is like we are not rather now walking with empty head, looking for a power to come and support us to do something.
Yeah.
Why am I saying so?
Yes.
There are Christians in Ghana here. Anytime you meet them and tell them, why can't we develop as the other European nations?
Yeah.
They will tell you those people were believing in idols. So it is their idols. So they will tell you when they connect their idols reveal things to them in dreams. And when they come in physically, they have to do the cars, the pantu, the aeroplanes. So with that, we also need God to reveal things to us. That was how they lied to us. Instead of them telling us, no, if we need a spirit background, if we need a power from somewhere to guide us, to reveal things to us, that power lives in us. So Christians, religious people will go to church, go and invite the Holy Spirit, say, Nyami sunsme, yeri kenwo, Nyami sunsme. So they told us the Spirit of God is somewhere. Let us go and drum, sing, praise, shout, and invite the Spirit of God in our presence to come and tell us something. That is number one thing they did to us. So we think we are walking empty until we invite the Spirit to come inside us before we can do something.
Oh my God.
That is the religious aspect. Number two, they told us the way we think. They told us your brain cannot understand nothing. Your brain cannot work without God. Your brain cannot do nothing without God. So until God interfere, until God approach, until God comes, until God become presence, they told the black man he or she cannot do nothing. Wow. That is how they began.
Wow.
So that is part of the problem. Now, how do we solve the problem? The solving problem is we should tell ourselves, no, it's a lie. The God they told you, the power they told you to invite, that power is in you.
Yes.
Anytime you begin using your brain, they should allow to tell you that your brain has the capacity to do everything. So, in religion, anytime you think and you cannot think beyond something, they will tell you, unless you get spirit to decode it, you need a spirit to break a barrier. No, we don't need any spirit to break a barrier. You need to crack your brain and think more.
Yeah.
So in this case, Mr. Man, you are a black man like me. If you bring your daughter, then Chinese man bring his daughter. When you give them a work to do, when your child is fed up to do the work, he begin pray. Oh God, I need power. God, send me. That means he's inviting a power.
Oh Lord.
He's thinking that he cannot do what he's to do until God interferes.
Yeah.
But the Chinese man will keep breaking the brain, until thinking.
Yep.
So they limit us in thinking. So we go to school to learn. We don't go to school to reason. That is why after schooling, I'll come there. So I'm talking about the religious aspect. So the first problem to black people is religion. How they change our spirituality to be religion. How they change our internal power to be external power.
Wow.
Yes, that is what we do. That is why you can see more Christians in the church. What are they doing there? They think something is beyond them and they cannot do it by their power. They will say it is the might of God. It is by the power of God. No, the European, the Chinese, the Indian, these Europeans will not tell you by the might of God. They will say no matter how it is, we are going to use our brain.
To solve
we will crack our brain.
To solve it.
And do you know why they do that? They have to do that in the first place. Because if they allow your brain to think, if they allow your brain to think and to discover and to break things, you have everything to use. When it comes the gold, you have it. When it comes the diamond, you have it. When it comes the bauxite, you have it.
Yep.
You have everything in abundance. So when they allow the brain automatically, you are going to use the brain to develop everything for yourself. So in that case, they have to give you a system where they will tell you your brain cannot do it until a spirit, until a power took over, until a God took over. You cannot do. So we are waiting for God to interfere.
Let me ask you a question. I understand what you're saying, but I think we are humans. Okay, humans were a higher class of animals. Okay, if you look at an ape. Okay, our DNA is just 1% higher than ape. Okay, but look at how advanced we are than the ape. We're just 1%, not 20, not 50. 1% higher than the ape. But look, okay, we are higher class of animals. So why can't we sit down and think? I've been praying for 60 years. People have been paying tithes all their life. They don't have any savings. They don't have lifetime savings. So why can't we sit down and say, hey, I've been praying, nothing is happening. So maybe I should, reconsider my beliefs. All right. Why can't we do that? I don't understand. Why?
If somebody has a sickness for 60 years,
it's tough.
Then you have the medicine for the person. Then you give that medicine for the person who has been sick for 60 years. Do you expect the sickness to go in 2 days, in 3 weeks?
It takes some time.
It will take some time. And that is what we are doing. You and I, we are giving them the pulse. We are giving them the medicine. They are sick. So we keep on giving the medicine. Because before we tend to be who we are, it didn't take them 2 days. It didn't take them 2 months. It took them almost 400 years until it is corrupted. So we need time. The only thing we need to do is we shouldn't stop. We should keep on.
I see. I got you.
That is how it is.
Awesome.
They brainwash us, telling us we are powerless. We are limited. We cannot do so. A diagram say, this is with this section, I cannot go. You cannot go behind the line unless God come. If God doesn't come, say Nyami and Bemua. If Nyami and Bemua, Nyami and Sidaina. If God doesn't build, the builder do it in vain. That is what is in our brain. But the Chinese man say no. So 90% of the Chinese doesn't deserve on a God in the sky, but they deserve on their brain. That is why they can do everything on their own.
Yes.
So the first problem is our religious idea, the way we think. because of how they presented the God to us. They told us the God we are looking for is the source of all power. We cannot do nothing without that God. So in this case, if that God didn't come in our life, we cannot do nothing.
Garbage. Oh my God.
Even in Kunu, they will tell us, say, it is God who chooses leaders. But when it comes to voting, we will do our own line and go and vote for who we want to vote for.
Exactly.
So, in this case, after we voted for a woman being elected who we are, when he's not moving the economy good, instead of we to march and demonstrate against him, they will tell us to go to church and pray to God to fix our economy for us. Do you see what they did to us? So the problem is they diverted our brain to somewhere, and we are now bringing the brain back. Telling them no. If they tell you God exists, we all believe there is God. But after that God created us, we have the power and the ability to do everything we want to do. Nothing is beyond the brain. If you accept something is beyond the brain, it may remain so to you. But if you accept nothing is beyond your brain, nothing will be beyond your brain.
Yeah, you'll be limited if you think you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You see,
that means they limit us to a certain level where we cannot go. They have gone there.
You see, Yahuda, I've been with both our race, you know, blacks, and I've been whites. Okay, I went to school predominantly white school, and when I got out of school, where I work is predominantly white. I'm in R&D, research and design, and it's predominantly all male. You know, there are some women there, but not much. Okay, and I've been to these people's the whiteys. I've been to their funerals. I've been to their parties. Okay, when I compare that to what we Africans do, I'm from Ghana, so I'll talk about Ghana. When I compare what these guys do, how they value life and regard death, how they understand death after life, how they celebrate death and how they celebrate life, we are so detached. We are so detached. Okay, you go to their funeral, maximum people 20. Some places 5, 8, and they're sitting there just relatives. Everybody's wearing their own. I know we have culture, I understand. But here, when a person, in our culture, when a person is living right now, they can buy food to eat, they can get water to drink, nobody will go there, no people will rush in there to go help. As soon as he dies, you see people loaded in buses coming to the funeral. So you see, our mentality is the opposite of what the other races, think. We have different thinking, measures that I don't get, and we have to learn. We have to learn from people. We learn from other people. Okay, they twisted our brain, but they still have their brains. Why can't we learn from them? I learn from them.
So, Mr. Man, when they came to Africa first, they saw that the power bank of women being the engine house, our warehouse is the brain. So they have to tackle the brain first. And they did it verbally and practically. How do they do that? Verbally is by the teachings. So they put the verbal words in the religious side, talking to the brain always. Now, practically, they export their drugs. The drugs we buy when our mothers are pregnant, the hospital we go, the injection they give us, the drugs we buy when we are sick, automatically it go against our brain. So before you are born, even in your child, in your mother's belly, womb, you are already corrupted because the drugs your mother will be taking. The hospital they goes after we are sick, where we go for medicine, the drugs. So by the time you grow up, the IQ automatically is down.
It's gone.
In the estate date, you come every morning. This is what we do. We go for a tree. You plug the tree. You chew the tree. Continue chewing the tree. Chewing the tree. They having the juice. You drink, swallow the juice. But now they came and they say now we need the paste, and they have to lie to us that there is that called phosphorus, there is vitamin K, vitamin C, and D. If you do your practical and deep research, prove that there is something which is no good for our IQ. Eyes, So from age 1, you'll be pasting, swallow, pasting, swallow, until 40 years, your brain is dead and gone. That is what they did first. Now, we continue. I think we have finished the religious side.
Go ahead.
We are coming to the education side.
Yes.
Educationally.
Make sure we cover all four before, because you have to leave. So
we are going to cover all four.
Please, yeah.
We have just finished with the religious side.
Good.
The religious side, they have to change our spirituality to be religious, our knowledge to be believing. Because when we come to Africa, our spirituality was our knowledge, which we know. But when they have to change our spirituality to be religion, it tends to be belief. So they change our knowledge to be belief. They change our spirituality to be religion. That is what they did.
Wow.
Now, educationally, it's very sad. Before, once upon a time, people used to go to school. When they close from school, they come home, sit with the mother. When the mother is cooking banku, they learn. When the mother is cooking abata, they learn. When the mother is cooking bode, they learn.
How to cook.
From 6, 7, 8 to 10 years, a young girl, if you catch her, she can cook all
for
that.
You.
But they say now, we don't want these people to practice practical. Let's send them to school, call a place boarding. So let the child leave Volta region and transfer, come to Central region, where he cannot live with the mother to learn from the house. So the child will be in school for 3 years. By the time she comes back, she cannot cook. She only go and learn from a book. That is what they did to us.
Wow.
So there are many marriages are collapsing because the women cannot cook because they spend much their time in schools.
Oh my God.
Number one, you were saying something. You are older than me, far older than me. But I can remember very well, in our time, there was something called crafts. Yes. When we went to school, when the time is coming to vacate, they will tell you who can bring pistol. Somebody will mold Iowa. Somebody will mold Prayer. Somebody will mold it. They are checking us and see technically what can we do with our brain.
Exactly.
So these people stop and say, no, these people will learn. We don't want them to practice practical. We need theory for them. So now we should stop that thing. So in the ancient days, you go to school, by the time you close, you end, you finish the school from 4 tertiary, then you become a carpenter. You become an engineer. You become a mason. You become an electrician. Where is that now? So educationally, they brainwash us. So we don't go for education. We rather go for manipulation. They manipulated us. Instead of educating us, they rather manipulate us. Because when we talk of education is where you go to a school and come back with a technical
ideas,
vocational idea. Life skills. There was a book in my time. We call it a life skills book.
Life
skills.
Yes, man.
Skills in life. By the time you come home, you know how to build. By the time you come home, you know how to fix light. Now look at our education and look at the European or the European education, the Western education. This is where the Chinaman will go to school. You will never even see pen and paper in front of him, but you see the machines,
computer.
But you see the shovel and the trowel. But you see the pistol. You see the screwdriver. You see the hammer.
Tools.
You see the spanner.
Tools.
Because they know they are the future builders. So that is why I keep asking you this question. Why always when the Europeans come to Africa, they come for our plumbers, they come for our carpenters, they come for our masons, they come for our electricians, because they know without technical idea, you cannot build a nation. We don't go to school to reason. We rather go to school to learn. We don't know how to reason.
Exactly.
So educationally, they spoil everything. Yes, I was in school and they told me there is a tree called sapele, odum, wawa, mahogany. But ask me, after completing school, ask me, what can I do with sapele, odum, and wawa? They didn't teach me. I was in school. They teach me metamorphic rock, igneous rock, and sedimentary rocks. Now ask me, what can I build or what can I do with sedimentary rocks? They won't teach you, because if they teach you what to do with metamorphic, igneous, and sedimentary, automatically you have them already. You are not going to suffer. He needs them. So he has to give the theory, and he will be doing the practical. Then you come to Africa, take it away. So our problem comes from our religious side. We need to solve there. Educational side, we need to solve there. So we need a type of education where at least by the end of finishing primary school, you can do something with your hand, with your brain, with your ideas. But they say no. Let's give them education. So you know what they did? Your colonial master built an office, give you education. After the education, he needs to employ you back. He has built the office. So the office, you must come and work there. So he will make sure he will give you education that can that can make you landed in his office, so that he will still keep paying you. How can the slave master pay more than the slave? When they pay you more, you become like them. So they have to give you salary, which is a friend word means salary, salt money. It is salary.
Wow.
It's a salt money. Salary is not a money which you can build on. We use salary to manage.
It hand to mouth. That's all.
Hand to eat, yes. So that is what they did. So one of African solution is the education system we have. We have to make sure that we will have education system in Africa where our children, after education, they can do something with their brain and with their hands. Number two, they gave us education system. When we go to school, the type of how do you call it, a subject we have to learn in school. They will never even explain those subjects in our local dialect.
Exactly.
In our own, yes. Like this is the time when an Angona man go to school, he will use Angona language to learn. This is the time when Asante man go to school, he will use Asante language to learn. This is the time when a man go to school, he will learn his language, the language in his language. This is where when the Nchumburu man go to school, he will go and learn in the Nchumburu language. This is when the Hausa man go to school, he will go and learn from the Hausa. But this is the system where the parents will bath their children, push them to school. They go to school. They tell them speaking of vernacular is prohibited. When the children come home and greet Majo, the mother will beat him for greeting Majo. He will say, greet good evening. That is the type of education they gave to us. So, Mr. Man, I saw a video and I talk about that video, but I couldn't post the whole video, the whole video, because I put that video as a trap and I caught some people falling in the trap. I said, our ancestors used to do some mistake. We shouldn't repeat the same mistake. Then the guy come and say, I shouldn't talk bad against our ancestors. But he couldn't watch the whole video because I posted the video in 2 times, short one and the longer one. He couldn't go and watch the longer one. He watched the shorter one and he began firing me with insult. You know, Akan man is teaching tree in Germany. Akan man is teaching tree in Europe. Akan man is teaching Asante tree, Akan language in Europe. And I told him, no, the advantage today is good, but the disadvantage tomorrow. Let me tell all Africans today, I want them to save this video for the future reference in Conscious Vibe Radio and TV. Today is 22nd. 22nd.
Man.
Africa is coming to unite. When Africa is unite, Africa need a universal language, a language where our colonizers cannot understand. So when the colonizers were teaching us English, they thought it will help them. Yes, it helped them because we learned their language. But they never knew a time is coming. We are going to use this language to unite
to fight
ourselves.
Back.
Thank you, to fight back. And that is what we are doing.
Exactly.
So we use English language to unite ourselves. There we will say, yes, now we got a language. We have united ourselves. Now we need an African language. So those Africans teaching African language in Europe should better stop, or else it will affect our next generation. They are learning those language for the future. They know what they are doing.
The problem
so
is, you see, the problem is they're not even teaching it in our country, in Ghana. When you go to school, they don't even teach the tree. And remember, when I was growing up, I lived in Accra and Kumasi, both Accra and Kumasi, and all my friends were Ghana people. But in my era, if you speak the Ashanti language or the Ghana, if you speak vernacular, they laugh at people laugh at you. So we were speaking the broken English. Tale they go, they come. I mean, all my friends were Ghana people, but right now, ask me something in Ghana, I have no idea. I never learned the Ghana, but I lived in Accra. I went to school there, and I couldn't, because I didn't even want to hear. When you speak Ghana or Chi, we will laugh at you. Exactly.
Mr. Man,
yeah.
I wanted to call you. I know you always buy good idea.
Yeah.
I know any good idea, any conscious idea, you will buy it.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to call you and tell you,
okay,
we need a school where we have all tribes, all the language we have in Ghana, we will get teacher for that. Then we will teach our children. So by the time you finish the school, you can speak all the languages in Ghana.
Yes, we used to do that.
And the time is coming, we are going to spread it in Africa.
Yes.
There are 54 countries in Africa.
Yes.
We will get each language from each country. Burkina will come with their language. The Yoruba will come with, if we have 45 languages in Nigeria, they will gather and learn the whole language.
Yes.
So every Nigeria can speak every language.
Yes.
In Nigeria.
Yes, we used to do that in olden Africa. We used to do that because we used to trade. When you're trading with people, I know people in Ghana that can speak 7 languages. So we used to do that. We were able to understand ourselves until the colonial master came and started putting demarcations. They block us, say we can go from Angola to Ghana. You can go from Angola to South Africa. You can go from Ghana to Nigeria. So now they broke us apart and we don't understand each other. That's the whole thing.
Thank you.
Yep.
Now we go to number 3. Another solution for Africa is to change all churches to factories. We should turn all churches to factories, or we should turn all churches to cinema homes. Why? You see, in the 80s, you see concert party, Ebedia Guru, Acrobato Dams, your friend is saying Ajako Dams,
yes.
Then to entertain. Now, because of churches, all the comedians have turned to pastors. Look at what is happening in the church. You see when they are praying and they will be doing and they will be falling.
And people now,
all comedians, people will be doing this. All comedians are turned to pastors.
Wow.
So we have to turn churches to factories. If you come to Africa here, if you open a church, you can see 2,000 church members. But if you open a company, you can see 1,000 workers.
They'll come even if you open a company and you hire them, they will steal until the company goes down. But when they go to church, they go and steal. They don't steal at church. They give money. It just doesn't make sense.
We will come there.
Go ahead.
So one solution to Africa is to turn more churches into factories. Because if there are more companies and factories, we will not get time to spend in the church.
Exactly.
People go to church just because. Many people go to church just because there are no jobs.
Yep.
If the job can take your time, you can even testify. You are in USA.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Your job doesn't give time. You are always busy.
Some people work on the weekends. But those that don't work on the weekends, like tomorrow, Sunday, they will be packed in the churches. But some people work on the weekends and they don't have time. But we are so diluted. They have prayer centers on the phone. They do some prayer line. They call prayer line or whatever. 2 o'clock, they go in here, Baba. Oh, my God. Yes.
So it's time there are some churches, we have to turn them into factory. How do we do that? We should get a measure. Where you are a church, when you are a pastor, there are some money you need to pay.
Tax.
If you cannot pay the money, if you build a church, make sure you build a company attachment to the church.
To the church, yep.
One church, one factory, one church. One factory, one church. One factory, one church. It must be a law. It's another solution.
Exactly, yeah. Yep, exactly.
Because I think if we cannot stop them from going to church, but I think they are facing more problem. They go to the church more because they cannot feed the family.
Yeah,
There's no job.
There are no jobs.
So they think when they go to the church, God is going to solve their problem so that they can feed their family. But the whole issue is not God. The whole issue is lack of job. Lack of job. Because if you have the job and the money is coming, your salary is coming, your money, your daily activity, you do everything daily, you will get the money, feed yourself and feed your family.
Well, I honestly think it's half common sense and half a lack of job, because I mean, you can't tell me because you don't have a job, you go to church and then you go give money. So it's 50-50. Common sense, the common sense is not there. It's just dumb, So that's what it is. So it's half and half. That's what I think.
Number 2, let me put this one in the category of religion. Okay. Self-knowledge. Self-reliance.
Yeah, man.
If you don't know who you are, somebody will tell you who they want you to be.
Exactly.
If you don't know who you are, somebody will design you. If you cannot design yourself, somebody will design you to be who he wants you to be. We don't know who we are. So they tell us who they want us to be. Look at the Chinese. You discover who you are.
Yes.
This is where comes your identity.
Yes.
You know who I am.
Yes.
Then you know what you can do for yourself.
Yes.
What made the Chinese to be Chinese today?
Yahuda, let me step in 1 second. Just 1 second. Let me step in here. I'm not taking your time, but there's a guy in Nigeria. I can't remember the name. This guy was able to put together, a scrap material, create an engine and then create a car, form an engine and the transmission and everything, and made a car with metal. And this guy and his father used to beat him. Instead of encouraging this guy, taking him to a polytechnic or a technical school so he can build the skills, his father was telling him not to do that. Go do something, play basketball. What the hell?
Yeah, they will tell him he's challenging God. They will tell him he's challenging God. If you do aeroplane, they will tell you if God wants us to fly. Like when God created us, we should have been flying.
It's just this guy in Zimbabwe, Chumbukusu or Michael Chumbugudu or whatever, he used waves. Okay, radio waves. He magnified radio waves, to create electricity from there. And now he's creating cars. He's making cars without engines, without electric. The cars, they are like running transformers or running. They don't have engines. Cars, TVs, motorbikes, batteries. They charge themselves. They use the radio frequency around us. This air that we breathe. There's radio frequency in there. You just can't see with your eyes. This guy found a way to extract it and then create energy with it. So he broke the laws of physics. Albert Einstein, whoever, Yamutu, they're all gone. Yeah. And,
they are all gone.
And look, people don't even, I haven't even heard that in Ghana. It's like.
And if we don't take time, these people will change the history and they will change it to be them. That is what they have been doing.
Exactly.
When we invest something, they have to change it, because in some years, every 100, 150 years, they have to change history.
Yep.
That is what they keep doing.
Yep.
So we continue. As I was talking about educational problem, educationally, religiously, educationally, we need education where after schooling, especially after primary school, you can be a carpenter, you can be a mason, you can be an electrician, you can be a plumber,
mechanic.
You can be somebody who can do something from your brain and with your hand.
Yep.
One Ghanaian man sings some song. He say, if you use your head and use your hand, after all, we all be one. No, walai. I don't know how to sing. He said, after all, no, you have to use your brain and use your hand. Yeah. Simple. The brain and the hand.
That's it.
The brain and the hand.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Now we come to the political aspect. Before the colonizers came, we were in the system of monarchy.
Yep.
Yes. When our kings were taking over our land.
Yep.
Yes. They have to change the system to be political destined.
Yeah.
Politically.
We didn't have this police system. The kings and the queens and the elders were solving problems, and we didn't have any problems. Yeah.
You see, but they have to change everything. They came and they changed everything, and now our political destiny, our constitution, our everything comes from them. Everything we do, they know. So politically, we are suffering. So we need to change our political system. A system where we can take control of ourselves. A system where we can decide for ourselves. In the political angle, you see, any country, we have two ways of developing the country. Either you take taxes or you use natural resources to develop your nation. With Ghana, with Africa, no Africa country should take tax to develop because we already have the natural resources. We already have them. European developed, not because of this thing. They took tax by tax.
Yes.
You can testify it.
Oh, that's
you
true.
work in America.
Yep, that's true.
They will use tax to collect everything.
Taxes,
So they develop their nation. 70% is by tax. 30% is the African natural resources.
Exactly.
So this is where Africa, we need a system where we can rely on ourselves. By using our own thing to develop our nation.
Exactly. Look at Nigeria.
See,
Nigeria has oil. Look at Nigeria. One of the Asian countries, their prime minister or something was saying, I heard it, I saw it on YouTube. He went there and he was like, guys, we don't have anything. We even have natural disasters. We don't have nothing, but we have the brain. You guys have everything. You don't have a brain. The guy said it straight up.
No, it's not we don't. They know we have the brain. They corrupted our brain. They knew they are the people who corrupted our brain. So alas, I was telling you, when they came to Africa, we were having the internal brain. They were bringing the external brain. So the only best thing they have to do is to corrupt the internal brain by virus.
That's very sad.
What are the virus? Education. The education they gave to us manipulated our brain, brainwashed our brain. That is what they do. So they knew we have the brain. But as I'm talking, that brain is corrupted. If that brain is not corrupted, they will not tell you as a Muslim, anytime, every year, you have to
go to their country. Go and spend money there.
Go and spend some days.
And your African, when you tell your African brother that's not fair, so he should think about it, he would rather attack you, the brother.
He will attack you.
Yes.
Forgetting in the Zongus. Our brothers cannot even get borehole to drink, no water. Lord. Forgetting in the Zongus. Our sisters don't even have common clinic. So I was saying, it is only in Africa where black people can gather huge money and go to Mecca in the name of religion, but cannot gather money and build common clinic in their community. It is in Africa where black people can gather money and go to Jerusalem and pray to a wailing wall in the name of religion. But we cannot gather money and build common clinic in our environment.
Land.
We can gather money and build churches and mosques. We cannot gather money and build hospital for ourselves.
Oh God!
You see what they did to our brain. So we continue again.
It's very sad.
As I was saying, no Africa country need to develop by taxing the how
citizens,
do you call it?
The citizens.
The masses. Every Africa country, the people must be taxless because we already have the natural resources. Ghana can feed the whole world.
That's true.
1,500 years.
That's true.
If we depend on agriculture.
That's true.
Ghana, my country, Ghana.
That is true.
If Ghana say we will invest in agriculture.
Yep.
We can feed the world. And it is a shameful to Ghana that our children in senior high, they are complaining of food. They go to school, they cannot get food. Since we have fertile land and kings are telling the government to stop the free senior high to do this. They cannot tell them, no, this is the time the prisoners in prison. Let's allow them. Let's free them. We have lands there. Let them go and farm the land. See, we can use Ghana prisoners to change Ghana. This is what if you are a prisoner, then you go to prison. They have to get them a national land where the prisoners will work. Every month. If you're a prisoner, then you have children and wife. Your children and your wife should come to the farm and take food.
Wow.
You will be in prison, working in
the farm.
Why we? Where did they be?
You listen to conscious vibes.
You see, if you are a prisoner, you go to prison. You can be in prison and be feeding your children and your wife in the house. Because when you go to there and farm, every month you go, then you take food from there for your children.
Exactly.
That is what the Chinese does. When the Chinese, they get their prisoners, they push them to Africa. Then when they pay them, they feed their children, then their wife in Chinese. So you see the China here working, he's under, you're trying to say, well, you're a prisoner.
Wow.
All the Chinese in Africa, they are prisoners. They come to Africa in the name of their government. So they work in Africa. The money they will pay, they take the money small and feed their family in China.
Oh my God.
We cannot do that in Africa. We are sick. Number two, the China man will travel to Europe. The China man will not go and do somebody's job. The China man will go and learn technology, learn knowledge, and go back to China. But the African man will travel from Africa, go to Europe, excuse my language, go and treat him kukum, and get back to Africa when he's old.
Hey, what about I'm
telling you. I'm telling you. So, if you come to Africa, African man, Ghanaian man will go.
Yeah.
You see, me today, if I want to travel, you see, Ghanaian people, some Africans are travel. Let me go to Europe, go and find money and come back. He will not tell himself, let me go to Europe and learn knowledge and come back. But the Chinese and the Indian will come to Europe, take knowledge, go back, invest the knowledge, and the knowledge generate money for them.
That's true.
That is how they did work.
Yep.
So it's time we have to start changing our mindset. But the only time, anytime I keep encouraging you, I'm sorry, say I'm encouraging you, is the message we are having today is not for you and I. It's for our next generation coming. The time is coming. And somebody will watch this video and say, yes, Conscious Vibe Radio, you done a great job. Yahuda Quintana, you done a great job. Mr. Reggae and Ambassador, you done a great job. Our voice is a message, conscious message for the next generation coming. Now, we could. I think we've done with the political idea. The political idea, I think we've not done it. You see, our politicians.
You're listening to
our politicians have now become the mediator between our colonizers and the slaves.
Exactly.
The slave masters and the slaves.
Exactly.
Because they are working for them.
Yahuda, let me step in a second before you go there. Now, you were talking about people coming here to study, study technology and bring it back home. Trust me, when you go back, they won't support you. When you go back with technology, I was in the medical industry for some time. Okay, now I'm in the aerospace industry, but I took some technology down there. I went down there and I saw how they do hysterectomy. Okay, the incision they put there, it was scary. And we have some nice tool that goes through the vagina, and then extracts the womb, and it's healed. It's an outpatient procedure. I took it to Ghana. They told me to go to hell. At times I tell people, and they tell me, no, you're lying. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. When you go there, I have acquired a lot of knowledge, and I'm not going down there. Trust me, because I've tried. They will listen, and they won't help you. They want percentage. What's my percentage? Kiss my ass. Excuse my language.
Do you know? Yeah. It wasn't. Current is not like the ancient. Now we have gathered some people who has the idea you have. I think that they are told. I told you. Now there are some Ghanaians which has the open mind now.
Okay. I need to find out. So I need to know.
You have to gather them first, then you push that knowledge to them.
I need to research. I need to research those people and start talking to them because I've cancelled Africa in my book. It's gone.
No. So as I was talking, Africa. One of our solution is we need creative ideas. We need creative ideas where we can use our brain to create things. But I started. Why can't we do that? Because of the type of education they gave to us, by telling us our brain is low. Our brain cannot do it without God. So one of our problem is our solution is we need creative ideas.
Yes.
by solving our own problem. We have seen the problem now. We need to solve the problem.
Yes.
And let me say this. You see, as antifo, you see, who to momonefo, now to when you advise the cat, you have to advise the mouse too. Because when you tell the cat not to go after the mouse, tell the mouse, you to stop roaming the room. If you don't stop roaming the room, the mouse will catch you. Before these colonizers came, let me tell you something. We were Traba and also Kahon.
Oh my God.
And me ya Munani, me ya Fantini, me ya Kroboni, yana ya this year. When me ya Nkwa, Sadiano, Yang Jai.
And your cry. It's very bad.
I'm saying.
It's not good.
And I found and I want to avoid it, and I can afford it. We should stop those things. But Timmy was coming, and I went your papa, and I who call your office.
Who baby? Who baby? Up in the crowd, I say, oh, Wabusia, only about we not open.
When I open, as anti-40, and Fanti-40, I down 40, I before there, no, my day, you know, about woman,
that's bad. That's too bad, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that ain't too much.
Yeah.
What you say?
I got you.
Now, now we move on. Africa need unity. How do we unite? Africa need one unity.
You hit the nail on the
this
head.
is what that started. I think now we have Burkina, we have the Mali, we have the Niger.
Yep.
And I think very soon Ghana is going to join them.
Yes, we should.
Because we were once united and they divided us.
Yes.
Last, you said something. You say Africa is uniting piece by piece.
Yep.
Because Africa was divided piece by piece.
Yeah, man.
So we will unite piece by piece.
True.
Burkina stood up, Mali joined, Niger joined. It was this man, Gaddafi. It was Libya.
Yes, Gaddafi.
They have to do away with it. Now, I can see the next country coming. If not Ghana, it will be Kenya. That Rwanda.
Kenya stepped in. Kenya is moving forward. Yeah, they are. They are moving forward. Yeah.
That Kenya and the Rwanda guy, they are also coming.
Yes.
So we keep encouraging Africans, black people, is that we are going to unite, but we will not get it as if we want it. It's a gradual process. No matter how it is, now we continue again. The places where our children ran from. You see, Obineka and Asem said, Penny, every foolish old man was once a fool young man.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Every foolish old man was once a fool young baby. If we don't get a better place where our children and a good education for our children, they will end up being like us because I sat in class 1. The type of education I have in class 1, my child have the same thing. So my child will end up like me. My great-grandchildren have the same education. They will end up like me until we change where our children and what our children learn from. You, as a parent, you have to be strict on your children. Which types of books that your children even read? Which type of music do they even sing? Where do they learn from? What did they learn? We have to take care of all these things. Else, if we don't do that, I think they will end up being like us.
Let me add something to what you're saying. You know, I grew up in Ghana, I went to school in Ghana, and I never liked the school system, okay? I never liked it. Even at times, some of my friends will tell you when a professor or a teacher walks into class, I just walk out. At times you come and I will be sleeping in my bed, you know, reading the textbook. I didn't like the system at all. So I swore to myself that the kids that I bring on this planet will be raised abroad. And that's what I did. All right? My kids, they were born here. One was born in Ghana, but she came here and went to school. And they all went to college here. You know, they went to university here and they're all graduates. You see what I'm saying? So I made that vow. If I had, you know, it's too bad. I feel sorry for people that live on that continent right now. You know, they've been so brainwashed, they think it's okay. All right, but it's not. Trust me, it's not. The education system is messed up. You go to the University of Science and Technology, their engineering faculty, there's nothing there. They're not teaching anything. And it's very sad. Okay, go ahead.
Video movie theater. Oh, sorry. If you are a parent, you have to get children some technical books for them to be reading. Get them some technical books in the house.
They're reading Bible. They're reading Bible in the house. Bible stories. That's what they're reading in the house.
Yes. But every parent has a Bible in the room. But they don't have technical books for their children in the room.
You say
How
that
can your child be technical ideas?
You say this and they hate you. I say this all the time. I mean,
this is Africa.
Oh my God. Anyway,
Africa, where they give us a book that will lead us to unknown place.
Oh my God.
Instead of learning how we will develop where we are. So every African mother has the Bible under her pillow for her children. Instead of buying a technical book for your children, you bought the Bible because you were brainwashed and you brainwash your child. The only thing I don't even understand is this is hey, Africans, we are brainwashing. African mother will cook a food, either food, banku, abake, mbale, eba, ujo, imwe. After the woman cook the food, if they want to eat the food, he will call her, Maabana, Majwa, come and pray over the food before you eat.
Yes. Yes.
Pray for what?
Yes. Give your wife, give your woman or your girlfriend or wife money to go buy food. When she gets the food and put it in front of her, who is the first person she thanks?
They thank Jesus.
Thank you.
I am the one who brought the chop money instead of thanking me. And one day you hear from me when I go to chop bar and I see somebody praying over his food before he open his eyes. All the I'll carry the fish. I'm telling you true fact. I've been studying there. I'm waiting for one day someone praying over his food before he opened the eyes. I'll carry the fish.
We need to
and he cannot ask me. I'll tell him when he was praying, it was Angel Gabriel who came. He was inviting angels to come and eat. The angels don't eat food, but they came for the fish.
It's a shame.
You see,
yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, it's a pure shame. Stupidity. That's too bad. Yeah, we have to wake up. Yeah, it's just too bad. I can comprehend. It's too bad. Yep.
So
go ahead,
Mr. Man.
Yeah, man.
Africa has two types of sickness. We have religious sickness, political sickness, educational sickness, economical sickness. We're sick.
Yep. We
were having our better trade, and do you know better trade is coming back to take over the world?
Oh yeah.
A time is where those who have the oil, Nigeria, will come to Ghana for gold.
For gold, yep. But
where Ghana will go to Nigeria for oil. So when they came to Africa, they saw that no, we were using the system of better trade, but they don't have it. So the only and the best thing they have to do is to create a religion, create something to come and carry everything away.
Oh, I listen to people, and especially Muslims and Christians. They are so into this. And if you talk against Allah or you talk against Jesus Christ, somebody will stab you. Literally, they will stab you. They will kill you.
Yeah, they will unalive you. They will fight you. They will boom you.
It's right now. It turns to madness. The brain is twisted.
I said it when they came. They saw the power bank of human being is the brain. The engine house of every human being is the brain. So the only and the first thing is to release the body and shackle the brain.
Yes.
So how do they do it? Religious shackle, political shackle, economical shackle, education shackle.
You see,
so they put
Jimmy Cliff.
Slavery.
Jimmy Cliff said this some time ago when I was young. His music, I just played this music before I started. It's called Poor Slave. The white piece, after the slavery, they told them, hey, poor slave, the slavery is over. So take the chains off your body and put it in your brain. Put it around your brain. That's what they told us. And that's what we are now. The shackles are around our brain. Jimmy Cliff said this years ago. Years, I was a little boy. Okay?
So Mr. Man, we will still and we will continue telling black people, Africans, that for those who are supporting They are colonizers' religion. They are colonizers' idea. There is nothing they can do now because now the conscience is going over. When I go to TikTok, you can see that people's brains are awakening.
Yes.
Now Africans are awakening. Africa is restoring back to the original place, but it may take time. But that shouldn't stop us. A time is coming where Africa, we are going to depend on ourselves. Africa, we are going to design our own everything, use our natural resources, everything we have. We are going to design our education curriculum, where after education, we can do everything with our head and with our brain. Simple.
I want to live to see that. I want to live to see something like that. At least the beginning of it. I want to live to see that. I may be 120 years old.
When he started doing something with his, and you can see as I'm talking now, you can see one from Nigeria, one from Ghana,
it's popping up.
One from this.
Yep.
Yes, it's
Zimbabwe. This Zimbabwe guy, he created energy out of our radio waves. That just chopped physics. The laws of physics is gone. Yes. So I want to live to say something. Trust me. Yeah. Yeah.
So
go ahead.
The problem I was mentioning: educational problem, religious problem, political problem, and how do you call it? Economical problem.
Yeah.
Economically, we are poor. We cannot manage our own affairs. We can't manage nothing. We can't do nothing. This is where they have to come to Africa, take over our oil, and give us 30%.
Not 30%. I think it's 4.5%. Not 30%. No.
They will take 5%.
The people that are signing, the people that are signing, the thing is, the people that are signing the contract, they are taking some already against Ghana before Ghana gets something. Yeah.
So the politician has 30% out of it. Mr. Man, you reminded me this.
Go ahead.
I think once upon a time when I was doing the bamboo caps, bamboo with cap.
Yeah.
A guy saw my post on social media, TikTok, and called me that he has a contract, and the contract is they are buying African product, African goods to Europe. Ooh. So maybe somebody weaving papa, somebody weaving a handband, somebody weaving. Then the one I'm doing. So they buy small.
And take it out there. Yep.
So
the
man said he told me the amount of caps I can produce. And it will end me 8,000 Ghana.
Wow.
This guy came and told me it was 5,000. So when he took me to the man was trying to tell me, I think he was asking me, I think your man told you, who brought you? I told him he should tell you, you earn 8,000 Ghana for amount of, and I was in my brain, I say, wow. So do you know, after we went off from the office, until now, I couldn't hear from the man.
It's gone. Yep.
He told me 5,000 Ghana.
Yep.
So he wanted to take the 8,000.
Yep. Give you 5,000. Yep. And take 3,000. Yeah.
And I said, oh man, you should have told me it was 8,000. But your share
is this. Exactly. You know what he was thinking? He was gonna take the 3,000 and then ask you again for some share. Exactly.
You see?
Dupe you.
Yep. And I was even ready to give him some share because with that time, I've never even seen 5,000 before. As I'm talking now. I've never seen 5,000 before. So a contract which will give me 5,000, if I even end up with 3,000, I was okay. Oh, that was my plan. So if I take the 5,000, automatically, I will give him 2,000. But he couldn't tell me the truth. But so when we went to
have you thought about reinstating that job that you were doing? Have you thought about reinstating it? Like, rebuilding the place.
Now I have some stores there. If I can rent that store, I can start within where I am. I will start it.
Okay, all right.
Because the place I am, I use machine. It's a house. You cannot disturb people with your machine.
So you need you need a new place, or what are you trying to say?
Yeah, I need a new place near me. There is some. They just finished some house they are renting there. Okay. I think if I get that place, it will help me. I can start producing.
Okay.
So that is what he did. And people are requesting. As I'm talking now, somebody even requested yesterday that is now coming from Europe. You will need some. So I think if I get that place, it will help and I can produce more because I got more ideas. I even designed. Oh, Charlie, I am Yao. I don't know. I told you I designed a machine where you put the sugar cane. It was the wood because I don't have money to buy the metal for the weather. And I didn't do it in the intention of metal because I wanted to do it natural.
Natural, okay.
So after I designed it, when the thing burn, all the wood
burn, yeah.
So I have an idea to do it. The idea is still there.
But you have to remember when you say something about natural, just of course something about natural. Or metal comes from the earth, right? You know, metals come from the earth. Steel, aluminum.
Come from
so you have to know the type that doesn't corrode. Okay, when you use type like aluminum, you are using something natural. Okay,
you don't need to enter us because before they bring their spoon, we were using.
We'll talk later. Okay.
In another way, one of African solution is, you see now Africans cannot grow older. Now, if you do your personal research, the people who are growing older now are either the Chinese or the Indians.
Yeah, they're living longer.
Why? Because they need natural.
Yes.
They eat natural.
Yes.
So the Chinese man will be using stick, but he will produce the metal, the tray, the spoon, the rubber to Africa. Then you die from the rubber. Yeah. He will be eating from tree.
Yep. Actually, I think the plastics is the problem. And again, I'll say steel is from the earth. And when treated right, it doesn't. We use that for operations and stuff in humans. So the plastic is the problem. The plastic is the problem. Yeah.
The plastic. You came to Africa in the ancient days, you buy gobe, you buy wache, they put it in leaf.
Yep. And it tastes so good. Oh.
But now they say no, we'll put it in rubber, hot one. In the ancient days, you buy porridge. You go to my distant northern region, you buy porridge in a calabash. But now, rubber, you see, they have to change everything. Let me ask myself, come to African home. How many African mothers have muchia?
They don't. It's gone.
In their home.
Everybody using gas and whatever. You see the coal pot and the chopped wood and everything is gone.
Come to Africa home. How many African mothers has Iowa to grind naturally? They use blender.
Blender, yeah.
So the blender, you'll be blending, and the blade will be chopping, and the blade will be chopping 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Yep. You can't see the blade. The blade will chop too small. Where is the blade?
So inside cancer.
Then you develop kidney problem. Then you go faster. That is what they did to us. So, Mr. Man, when we are talking about African problem and African solution, the problem is in 4 categories. Category number 1, our religious side, where before they brought their religion, Africans were having their culture, their tradition. We were having our spirituality, which goes with knowledge. But when they brought their religion, the religion has to suck our spirituality away and bring belief. So we used to know, but now we believe.
We believe, exactly.
We used to have our power. We used to have knowledge, but now they took the power from us and fixed the power in the sky. Now you need to connect the power for the power to come and help you. And the power, one is Yahweh, one is Jesus, one is Jehovah, one is Allah. Because they will tell you by everything is by the will of Allah. But we have to do it is our will. We will to do what we want to do.
We as humans, we are gods. Yeah, we are gods. Yes. We are kings.
But religion will tell you if Allah didn't decree, if Allah didn't say, that means you cannot do nothing without Allah. That is why we leave our community to be dirty because the time is coming. We are going to die and go to the sky.
How does the Allah speak to them? It's from the Quran, right? Because he doesn't come there and speak. They're just reading what the Quran says, which is written by man. Right?
I don't know. And do you know according to Islam, according to Hadith, if you read the Hadith, I posted one and last week it went viral. Nobody could defend it and nobody can defend it. Do you know, according to Islam, according to their hadith, in the month of Ramadan, as we are talking now, they are fasting. Every year, in the month of Ramadan, God will catch Satan and put Satan into prison. After Ramadan, they release him.
Where? Which prison? Where? In Samum or where?
according to Islam, it is not in the Quran, but it is in their hadith. They say every month, every Ramadan, every year, every fasting month, which is the Ramadan, God will catch Satan and put Satan into prison.
Which prison? I'm trying to where prison? Which prison?
Mr. Man.
Yeah.
As that means spiritual prison. So as we are talking now, Satan is in prison, according to Islam. As we are talking now, according to the hadith, Satan is in prison in the month of Ramadan.
Wow.
If I'm lying, let the Muslims come.
Wow.
If you're a Muslim and you say I'm lying, I'll post this video this evening. According to Islam, according to the hadith, they say every Ramadan, Allah catches Satan, Iblis, and put him in prison. And I don't know why Allah will have to release him after Ramadan.
Yeah, I don't know.
If Allah can prison Iblis, if Allah can prison Satan, what stop Allah from buying Iblis? What stop Allah from killing Satan?
See, I think people can believe whatever they want to believe in, but just at times I question what people believe in. That's my only problem.
But everything you believe, you have to question it.
Yeah.
How can you tell me such a story? God, Allah has every power to do everything. Even He has power to put Satan in prison when Muslims are fasting.
But
my question is, after fasting, why did He need to release Satan back? If that's Allah has power to prison Satan, what stopped Allah from killing Satan, from let people sinning?
But that should be, Christians should adore this from the Muslims, because if God can grab Muslims, it's the same Satan, right? In both religions. So if God can grab Satan in a certain period of time and lock him up, then Christians should sing hallelujah and praise the Muslims, because Allah locked Satan for some time, so Satan won't be bothering anybody. Because the same Satan bothers Christians, right? So I think Christians should thank Muslims.
I don't know. So we are. Let's put it as a question. Christians and Muslims listening to me. According to Islam, according to the Hadith, every month of Ramadan, God will catch Satan and put Satan into prison. So that means Satan is in prison as I'm talking, because we are in the month of Ramadan when our brothers Muslims are fasting. So as I'm talking now, Satan is in prison. Wow. My question is, if Satan is in prison, do Christians and Muslims have the same Satan? If yes, that means we don't need any Christian or Muslims to sin, because Satan is the cause of all sin. So if Satan is in prison, that means there is no sin for 1 month. What are they telling us?
That's interesting.
How can you tell me all this?
Really?
Oh, Mr. Man, I can't lie to you. It's in their hadith.
That's okay. Then Christians should thank Muslims. This time of the year, they should be praising Muslims, because their Allah captured Satan and put him somewhere, so we are all safe, right?
Satan is in prison. So Satan will be crying in prison for 1 month.
Wow. Well, so you said religion is one. What's the second?
Second, I think I've just even finished. Religion 1. Number 2, our education. The type of education they give to us.
Yep.
I don't think it was even education. I call it indoctrination.
Indoctrination. Yep. Yeah, that's all right.
We go to school.
Yep.
To learn. We don't go to school to reason. Critical thinking is not working. Logic is not working. We don't have vocational ideas. We don't have technical ideas. We don't have experience ideas. Education where after schooling, you cannot do nothing with your brain and with your hand. You dress up, be an officer, be this, sit in the office. So your colonizer, person who gave you that education will build an office, give you the education curriculum, you finish here, go here, finish here, they certify you, you come to the office, they pay you. They can't pay you more than them, because when he pay you more than him, automatically you overtook him. Then politically, the type of system they brought is the politics. We were having our monarchy system. The political system has to take everything away. In our monarch system, when a child doesn't respect, you have every right to pull the stick, whip him, discipline him. But now they say children right, don't beat her. She can fool around anytime.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad. Yeah,
the type of education we were having, I can remember when I closed from school, there is a farm yard. From school, I have to go to the farm and do some small farming. So by the end of my schooling, I know how to farm. See, in Africa, if you're a fishmonger, your child must know how to smoke fish.
Yes.
If you're a farmer, your child must know how to farm.
Yep, exactly.
If you're a builder, your child must know how to build. If you're a charcoal seller, your child must know how to sell charcoal. If you're an orange seller, your child must know how to sell orange. But this is Africa, where the charcoal seller will sell charcoal, take his child to school. At the end of the day, the child will finish school, come back with a certificate, finish university, and sit home for 3 years without job.
Oh, my God. Problem. Yeah, we have a big problem. Yep.
I know people who spend time in school, pay school fees from kindergarten to university, they still come back home and sell charcoal.
Yes.
But when they were going to school, if you tell them they should learn how to even fry both roads, they will tell you no.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's why our vocational and technical schools should be pushed up. They should be very they should back them up big time, because we have talents in Africa. Very good talents.
When they say Nanado was bringing free senior high, I say, Nanado, why that free senior high? Won't you do it free educational high?
Yes.
So that anyone who want to be a vocational and skills this thing, they should go there for free.
Yeah.
That we should have helped. Like, since they implemented senior high, like, just imagine how many our children finish senior high without getting job. Like, all of them will be having handwork.
Yeah,
we will have get carpenters from them, tailors from them, farmers from them, fishermen from them, poultry farmers.
Remember that Nanado wasn't a leader. That Nanado, he wasn't a leader. He was just a politician. That's what people should know. Okay, that guy wasn't a leader. Yeah, no way.
I buy that idea. I go with you.
Yep.
So, Mr. Man, we are telling Africans, no matter how it is, whether you like it or not, Africa is rising. Africa is waking from religion. So it will start. See, we have types of types of freedom. The first thing we need is mental freedom, because when you get the mental freedom, it will take you away from religious slavery. It will take you from political slavery, educationally and economically. So we need mental freedom, where we tell ourselves, since we have brain in our head, we have every capacity to do everything for ourselves. We should live and know who we are. We don't need to depend upon people before we survive. It is only in Africa where Africans depend upon their colonizers. The Vietnamese will eat the rice, and the spy one will be transported to Africa or to be exported to Africa. It is only in Africa. God. We cannot do nothing unless the Germans, the Europeans, after they condemn they push everything in Africa. So I was saying, the type of education we have in Africa, when the African man become rich, he saves his money in Switzerland. When African man become rich, he goes to holidays in Dubai. When African man become rich, he goes for medicals in India. When African man become rich, he sends his children to school in America. But when the African man dies, they bring him back to Africa. Africa has not been to a cemetery to bury him.
Yes. And you see, the bad thing is, when they bring all these used goods, we should have recycling facilities. Okay, metals. Every metal can be recycled. But go to Magazi or Kokompe or these places in Ghana, and it's a mess. Especially Fos, these used clothes, they just throw them out. Oh God,
Mr. Reggie. You are jumping back to the education curriculum. It's type of education where we cannot use nothing physically to do nothing, unless we think God can do.
Where is the coconut? Where is the coconut? I call it coconut.
It's not working. The brain has been corrupted. Virus, religious virus, political virus, educational virus, economical virus. So our brain has been covered. Until we uncover those things, we are not going to be free. And that is what you and I, we are doing
right now.
That is what you and I, we are doing right now. And it is going to take a matter of time. But we know Abroa will go to water, but the time is this thing. Automatically, the time is coming. Africa will be free. Africa will be free.
Amen.
And these people, they knew that we are now waking. They knew we are not waking. So the only people who are supporting them in the religious side are the pastors. When you start preaching, saying this conscious message, the pastors will be coming left and right and be supporting the Bible, supporting Christianity, telling you the Bible the Bible didn't do nothing. The Bible didn't do nothing. Forgetting in his Bible, his God was even telling his people how to buy a slave and treat a slave.
Yes.
How to moderate a slave.
You know, just recently, Saudi Arabia proposed to Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, that he should allow them to come and build. I think they said, I can't remember the number, but there was a big number of mosques. Okay? Saudi Arabia is asking Ibrahim Traore to allow him to come and build mosques, big mosques, like different kinds. And you know what he told them? You know what he told them? Yes, you know what he told them? He said, why can't you come and build technical centers? Why can't you come and build factories? Why you want to come and build a mosque in my country? They couldn't answer. We are so, why are we accepting all these stupid things?
So because of brainwash, if you meet a Muslim and ask him, should you build a company or a mosque? He will tell you mosque.
Oh, wow.
That is what they have been doing. Then do you know how they do that?
Wow.
People will go to Mecca every year. Suppose when they go to Mecca, these people will get, let me say, $10 billion. They will take $6 billion, develop their nation. Then the $4 billion, they will spread to Africa countries to build mosque for them. That is what they do. So they use those things to make money. Why am I saying so? I think I said this last week. Anytime these people will go to Mecca, the amount of money they spend is not easy. You go there with huge money. You buy jalabia, you buy hijab, you buy tasbah, you buy Zanzam water. The hotel you sleep, the food you eat, it's not easy. I tell you, 4, 5, 6 imams can gather money in their community and build clinic for their community. But they won't do that because what religion tells them. So they keep sending money there. Saudi Arabia doesn't have nothing to develop their nation.
They don't need money.
So the only thing they have to do, they have to create a system where they will tell you the engine power of God.
It's in their country.
The headquarters of Allah.
It's in their country.
It's in Mecca. So you need to come and meet Allah there.
They're doing the same. They're doing the same in Israel.
Why won't they come to Africa and build one Mecca here? Every year
they're doing the same in Israel, right? They're doing the same in Israel, right? Israel.
The same thing in Israel.
Yeah.
Wailing War. And Nanado even went there.
Nanado went where?
Wailing War.
He went where?
Nanado went there.
To do what?
And upon his prayer, look at what he did to Ghana.
Did he go for? Hold on, I've never heard it. Did he go for some loan from Israel, or he just went to the wall? And what did he do at the wall?
Number one, he went there and brought stone to build the cathedral. Number two, he went there for prayers.
Oh my God!
He was standing beside the Wailing Wall. The picture keep floating social media.
I haven't seen it. Please send it to me. That guy, okay, I don't know.
We were here when Nanado went for stone from Israel to build the cathedral.
Are you serious?
Stone. I'm more than serious. If not brainwash, if not rubbish and stupidity, how can you leave your country, go to somebody's country and bring stone while there are stones here?
Wow.
Brainwash.
I hope Muhammad doesn't do that. Yeah, I hope Muhammad doesn't start doing that religious stuff too, because the country. Oh, it's 1:00. Oh my God! So Yahuda, yeah, you said you have to go somewhere. So you went over everything: that education, religion, political, and then economical, which is perfect. These are the 4 bulletins, that we went over today. And
exactly.
Yeah, Yahuda, you did a pretty.
Number 1, religious, political, economical. And education. Our education system.
Perfect.
Our religious. Our how do you call it, economical, and our politics. That is our problem. Until we solve the problem, until we tell ourselves we are capable, we have power to do everything for ourselves. We don't need any divine being, any God somewhere. Until we tell ourselves this is where we have to stay. We have to put in our mind that there is no.
This is our home. We're not going anywhere. Yep, we are here. Yep.
Here be enough. Let's value here. If we begin value here, we will know what to do for us. They should stop telling us we need God to come and do something for us. The God which we claim created us has given us all power. It is in our brain to do everything. Then they should change our education curriculum, where when we go to school, we don't need to go and learn Abebesre, Aponchito, Grammar 9. It's okay. How many years was Abraham before he was circumcised?
Stupid stuff. Who cares if Abraham was circumcised or not? Who gives a F? Oh God. Anyway,
come home and what do you learn from school? They say, and our teacher say, who swallow who? Is that Yona who swallow the sack, or it was a sack who swallow Yona? How can we build our nation with this?
You know, when I was in high school, you know, I was very much attracted to astrophysics. You know, I love the universe and what's in there. So I studied a lot of that out of school. Okay, and right now I listen to a guy on the internet that is an astrophysicist, a physicist, and he's got the, you know, he everything he's saying is what I wanted to know, and so anytime I sat my sisters and my mother down and I talked about the universe, you know, because my sister she was just 1 year older than me. We were like twins, you know. My older sister, I had two older elder sisters before me, and then I came, and then three came, but 3 after me. But when I sat my elder sisters down and I talked about the universe and what's happening there, they asked how do I know, and they were just astonished. They couldn't understand. But I wanted to know what, because everybody is talking about God did this, God did that. I think God is everything there is. Okay, he's not sitting in a throne with angels around him. No, it's you, it's me, it's the goat walking there, it's the tree sitting there, everything that breathes, even rocks on this earth. These planets, you know, circling, you know, around the sun, and the sun, you know, traveling through the universe. We need to understand all that before we start limiting ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, yeah.
You know how they defined God to us? It's like when we were a child, when the radio is speaking, you, the child, will think the person speaking is in the radio. So I thought sometimes when my father...
That's a very good analogy, yeah, that's good.
I want to break the radio and see
who is it.
That's what they did to us. They will not tell you, no, it's a wave.
Yeah.
The person's... Yes. So they will tell you, so we think the person is in the radio.
It could be recorded, you know. Nature,
could be recorded.
God is not creating anything anywhere. Everything was there, and it is, and it's gonna be. All right, so it's gonna keep going. Corn is gonna keep growing. When you go to the when we were young, we go to the jungle. So there were some things you don't plant them, like kwadu, banana, pawpaw. Coconut, contomere. You don't plant them. Exactly. That's creation. Or when you sleep, a man sleeps with a woman. You know, if the sperms and the egg they fuse, they form a human being. It's nature. It's supposed to happen, and it will happen. There's nobody sitting anywhere orchestrating all this. It is the thing that you're seeing is God itself, all right? The function and whatever is happening that you see in the trees, you know, going back and forth, and the sheep walking around, and your sister and your mother, that's God right there. So I don't know where people's brains are. Anyway, Yahuda, we are out of time. I don't want to take your time. So go ahead.
Finally, they should tell us, no, any Satan is chasing us. We choose to do good. we choose to do bad. So please,
go ahead.
This question is for my brother Muslims.
Good.
Anytime they say in the month of Ramadan, Allah will catch Satan according to the hadith. Allah will catch Satan and put Satan into prison. My question to them is, after Ramadan, does God release Satan back again or what? Number two, if Satan has, God has power, if Allah has power to catch Satan and put Satan into prison, what stopped Allah from finishing Satan
altogether?
If Allah can catch Satan according to the hadith and put Satan into prison every Ramadan, what stopped Allah from finishing Satan? Question number two, is the Satan in Islam the same Satan in Christianity?